All right, folks, we are now streaming live. This is Wednesday Night Racing.
Anthony Zachiglowski.
Race number one going to be Anthony, Jeremy, Martin, Rich, Sean,
Jeremy
Cody,
Lyden.
and Mason. Turn marshals will be heat number 2 of truck. That'll be Brian, Brandon,
Rich
Bryant, Jordan, and Nelson.
Martin Arroyo. Cody Kirk.
All right, got 6 races tonight. Got 10 truck entries. So I split you guys into 2 groups for qualifying. It will be a 10 truck main. It will be interesting. All right, folks. Got our marshals out here already. Thank you, guys. Is there anybody on the right-hand side of the track? Underneath timing and scoring down here? Okay. All right. You guys ready? Shoot, you guys are ready already? Let's go. Loop is going live. All right, 15 seconds in. Yeah, Anthony starting us off. 15-4. Foot to the floor. Sean going 16-7. Martin at 20. Rich in 18. Jeremy in 18. And Cody in 18. Fastest opening lap going to Anthony. All right, folks, 45 seconds in right now. Anthony out front. Followed by Sean, Cody, Jeremy, Martin, Rich, and Mason. Okay, we are now 55 seconds in. Work together, drivers. Need a little help up front. Thank you, BP. All right, so Anthony Zaglowski out front, driving the gold ride. Right now, Anthony on a 23:01 for pace. Got Sean Torres, 22:13. Jeremy on the 22:11. Cody, 20:15. Rich, 18:11. Martin, 19:18 now. And Mason on 11 lap run. Got minute 30 down, 4:30 remaining. Anthony, Jeremy, Sean, Cody, Martin, Rich, Mason, your full order. Buck 40 down. Fastest lap so far, Anthony, 15:4. I saw him doing 14s in practice. I think he can do it here. There we go, 15:1, getting closer. Yeah, Jeremy going 15:8. Sean a 16:1. Cody 16:1. Martin 16:3. Rich 17:8. We are 2:05 down, 3:55 to go. All right, 2:15 in, 3:45 remains. Anthony, Jeremy, Sean, Cody, Martin, Rich, and Mason, your full order. Yeah, Anthony 23 flat, Jeremy 22:10, Sean 22:14, Cody 20:05, Martin at 19 flat, Rich 18:06. 2:40 down, 3:20 remains, drivers. Anthony currently 7 seconds ahead of Jeremy. Jeremy 2.8 ahead of Sean. Sean 11 ahead of Cody. Cody 1/10 of a second ahead of Martin. Martin 14 ahead of Rich. We got 3 minutes down, drivers. 3 minutes remaining. Anthony Zaglowski making his way down the back straight. Your current race leader driving the gold ride. Coming up on some traffic here. Jeremy holding down the 2, Sean 3. Top 3 cars finding each other on track. Got 3:30 down, 2:30 to go. Careful in the middle, careful in the middle. That is clear. 2:20 remains, drivers. Got a new track layout coming this Saturday in preparation for the Winter Classic. Winter Classic will be this Sunday. I'll double check on that. Usually it's 7:30.
2 minutes
We'll
left.
verify that. Yeah, 2 minutes remaining, drivers. Anthony, Jeremy, Sean, Cody, Martin, Rich, and Mason, your full running order. Anthony 2306, Jeremy 2204, Sean 2214, Martin 20 flat, Cody 20 flat, Rich a 19, Mason a 14. Yeah, a minute 30 to go. All right, a minute 20 remains, drivers. Minute 10 remaining. Careful up front right. That is clear. Ooh, Anthony going 15-0 last time by. Yeah, 5 minutes down.
1 minute left.
Anthony 2304, Jeremy 2207, Sean 2213, Martin 2115, Cody 2004, Rich 1906, Mason 1417. Okay, race number 2, be ready to go. Race number 2 is up next. Oh, behind you. Thank you. "30 seconds remain, drivers. "15 seconds. Wow, Anthony going 15 flat. A 15-001. Yeah, 5 seconds left, drivers. Keep on going. Keep going on.
Anthony Zachiglowski done. TH done.
Hey, Brian,
Rich
that
Bright
problem
done.
we were talking about with, this thingy? Oh, careful, back straight, back
Jeremy
straight,
Byatt
back
done.
straight. Be careful, be
Cody
careful.
Kirk done. Mason Cassidy done.
Yeah,
All
that
drivers
problem.
are
I think I
finished.
got it figured out.
Martin Arroyo done.
All right, folks. Anthony taking the W here. 2303. Jeremy 2205. Sean 2103. Martin 2117. Cody 2006. Rich 1903. Mason 1309. Okay, we are now making our way to race number 2. Patrick, John Art, Rob, Brian, George, and Pac-Man. All right, this is race number 2, folks.
Let's go, Art. Michelin Milio. Rob Doyle.
Theo, give me an FYI if you're going to show up late, please. Just let me know beforehand.
George
That way I can put
Laxon.
you into a
Patrick
good
Brill.
group. So,
car 10.
Theo, for round 2, you're going to be race 1. All right, I'm going to need all drivers from the last race to come on out, please.
Pac-Man. Brian Cassidy.
All right, folks. Let's see. Looks like all my marshals out here. All right, we're going racing, guys. Careful at the first jump, guys. First jump, first jump, first jump. That is clear. Yeah, 15 seconds down. All right, Art Cardinale. Oh, Patrick Brill going 15-4. Art going 15-8. George 16-1. John 16-2. Lap 2, Art going 14-9. All right, work together, drivers. Work together. 45 in, 5:15 to go. Careful at the first double, guys. Careful, first double, first double. All right, we got 1 minute down, 5 minutes to go. All right, minute 10 down, 4:50 remaining. Art Cardinale currently on at 24-12 for pace. John 23:01, George 23:08, Patrick 22:03. Careful back straight. Careful, getting onto the back straight. That is getting cleared up, and it is clear. 125 in, 4:35 remains. All right, Cardinale, Emilio, Laxon, Doyle, Brill, Cassidy, and Lynn, your running order. Careful on the left, guys. Careful on the left side. Minute 50 down, 4:10 to go. And now it's going to be Emilio out front by .027. You got Cardinale 3 ahead of Laxon. Laxon 1.6 ahead of Doyle. Doyle 0.1 ahead of Brill. Brill 7.3 ahead of Brian. Brian 13 ahead of Theo. Got 3:50 to go, drivers. John Emilio 24:09 for pace. Cardinale 24:11. Laxon 23:06. Patrick now 23:08. Rob at 23:10. Brian 21:02. Theo 19 laps. And Paxton 18 laps. Yeah, 2:30 down, 3:30 left. All right, Pac-Man going 15-8 that time by. Yeah, Brian going 16-1. Let's see, John going 14-8. Patrick at 15-2. Rob going 14-8. Got 3 minutes down. 3 minutes to go. So right now, John Emilio 1/10 ahead of Art. Art 4 ahead of Rob. Rob 4/10 ahead of Patrick. Patrick 1.8 ahead of George. George 13 ahead of Brian. Brian 15 ahead of Theo. Theo 8 ahead of Pac-Man. Got 2:40 to go, drivers. $3:30 down, 2:30 left. $2:15 remains, drivers. Art and John, .004 is the gap. All right, drivers, we are now 4 minutes in.
2 minutes left.
So Art 24:10, John 24:10, Rob 24:15, Pat going 23:02, George 23:10, Brian 22:16, Theo 20:13, Paxton 20:15. Got a minute 45 to go, drivers. Minute 35 remains. Art, John, Rob, Pat, George, Brian, Paxton, and Theo, your running order. A minute 20 to go. All right, drivers, we got 5 minutes down.
1 minute left.
Nice. 45 seconds remaining. Right now, Art 2.3 ahead of John. John 1.1 ahead of Rob. Rob 7 ahead of Pat. Pat 3.3 ahead of George. George 15 ahead of Brian. Brian a lap up on Paxton. And Paxton 6 seconds up on Theo. 25 seconds left. Oh, careful at the first double, guys. That is clear. 15 seconds left. Oh, back straight, back straight. Careful on the back straight. Go inside, go inside. That is clear. Careful on the left, careful on the left.
Rob Doyle done. George Laxon done. Let's Go Art done. Pac-Man done. Patrick Brill done. Michelin Milio done.
One more car. And that'll be a race, guys. That'll be a race. It is going to be Art 24:10, John 24:12, Rob going 23:02, Pat going 23:06, George 23:12, Brian 22:16, Paxton going 20:13, Theo 20:16. What's up? It's scoring you. Yeah, you're being scored.
Transponder 8017739.
Yeah, Sean, it doesn't make a noise when you cross. Only the first time. All right, Theo, you will be in race number 1 for round number 2.
Jordan Rivera.
Do not try to race number 2, please.
Nelson B. BP. Goompa.
All right, looking for BG. Oh, there he is. All right, also looking for all turn marshals, drivers from that last one.
Rice Cakes Supreme.
All right, folks, got everybody checked in. Looks like the majority of this group are ready to go. So we are going racing in less than 5. So, looks like the live stream's going okay. I'm not getting any dropped frames messages this week. Feel free to leave us some feedback in the comments. Let us know how it's looking tonight. All right, Brian Fuente out front. 14.5 that time by Tony Wilson going 14.5. BP a 14.3. Jordan 14.6. BG 14.7. Oh, man, Brian's looking a little bit rusty right now. Give him a round. I bet he'll come back quicker next round. He's still battling for the lead, but give him some time here. Give him some time. Yeah, BP right now, 25.02. Brian, 25.03. Tony, 25.04. Brian, 25.11. Jordan, 25.11. Nelson, 24 flat. Steve, 24.10. Oh, there we go. Brian going 14-1 that time around. Come on, Bryant. I want to see some 13s. You got this. Buck 35 down, 4:25 to go. Our 2 leaders down the back straight here. That's BP, BM, half a second apart. Right now, Brandon 25:02, Brian 25:04, Tony 25:08, Jordan 25:09, Brian 25:10, Steve 24:05, Nelson 24:06. BG having a long lap there. At 2:10 down, 3:50 to go. All right, now it's BP and Bryant, 0.3 of a second apart. Careful in the middle. That is clear. So Perea, half a second up on Mirafuente. Mirafuente, 2 seconds up on Wilson. Wilson, 0.4 ahead of Rabara. Rabara, 3.8 ahead of Leung. Leung, 1.2 ahead of B. And B, 6 seconds up on BG. Yeah, 2:40 down, 3:20 to go. All right, drivers, we got 2:50 down, 3:10 to go, just about halfway. All right, now Brandon Perea out front, 25:03. Brian 25:04, Tony 25:09, Jordan 25:10, Steve 24:05, Nelson 24:06, BG almost back on 24 lap pace. Yeah, 3:20 down, 2:40 to go. All right, gap is the same out front, about 0.4 of a second. BP and Bryant doing battle here. In terms of track position, we got Bryant just ahead of Brandon. All right, 4 minutes in, drivers.
2 minutes left.
BP half a second up on Bryant. Bryant 3 seconds ahead of Tony. Tony. Wow, actually now it's Jordan 0.081 ahead of Tony. Tony 6.9 ahead of Nelson. Nelson 0.8 ahead of Steve. And Steve 1.6 ahead of Brian. Got 1:45 to go, drivers. Fastest lap of this one right now, a 14:1 from Brian Mirafuente. 14:2 from BP. 14:3 from Jordan. 14:4 for Tony. 14:8 for Nelson, 14:8 for Steve, and 14:3 for Brian. All right, we got another heat of 17.5 buggy coming up next. All right, folks, we are coming up on 5 minutes down.
1 minute left.
All right, Brandon 25:02, Brian 25:02. Brian going 14:1 again that time around. Yeah, Tony 25:09, Jordan 24 flat, Nelson 24:04, Steve 24:09, Brian 24:11. 35 seconds left, drivers. Oh. Yeah, 15 seconds to go, drivers. Keep on going. Keep them painted side up and rubber side down. 5 seconds left on the clock. Keep on going. Keep going. Don't stop. Keep going.
Jordan Rivera done. BP done. Goomba done. Nelson B done. Rice Cakes Supreme done. Steve Lung done.
All right, that'll be a race. Got
drivers are
BP
finished.
going 25:02,
LT
Brian
Gray
going 25:04, Tony 25:10, Jordan 24 flat, Nelson 24.04, Steve 24.08, Brian 24.08 as well. All right, folks, we are now making our way into race number 4. We got 2 A sorts tonight. Trying to accommodate truck. At the last minute, we were able to split truck into 2 heats. But for the main events, it'll be a 10 truck main. I hope you're excited.
Kevin Allen, Eric Vasiodine, Brian Merck, Ryan R. Randall, Omar Manan Salsa, Eric Vasiodine 2.
Okay. See, do I have all my marshals? Is there somebody on the right side of the racetrack? Is there somebody underneath timing and scoring? There's 2? All right. Awesome. All right, if you guys are ready, we're going racing. All right, we got Georgia 14-3, Kevin 14-7, Lucas 14-7, Eric 15, Ryan 16, and Mert going 14-7. All right, we got 35 seconds in. G. Lynn out front. Yeah, George running all orange all the time down the back straight. Careful in the first jump. Careful first jump. That's getting cleared up. That is clear. 55 seconds in, drivers. Yeah, George Lynn 14-2 that time around. Kevin a 14-6. Got Brian Merck going 14-7. Omar 14-9. Lucas a 14-6. Eric a 15-0. And Ryan a 15-6. Got 115 down. 4:45 remaining. Minute 25 down, 4:35 remains. All right, George Lynn going 14-1 that time by. That will bring his pace to a 25 flat. Yeah, Kevin 25.09, Omar 24.02, Lucas 24.03, Erica 24.13. Ryan going 23-10. Brian also 23-10. So we got a Ryan-Brian battle. Only 1 letter separates their first names, and only .04 separate them on track. Yeah, 2:05 down, 3:55 to go. George Lynn currently 2.5 ahead of Kevin. Kevin 2.5 ahead of Lucas. Lucas 1.9 ahead of Omar. Omar 1.5 ahead of Eric. Eric 2.8 ahead of Ryan, and Ryan now 1 second ahead of Brian. 2:25 down, 3:35 to go. George, Kevin, Lucas, Omar, Eric, Ryan, and Brian, your running order. 3:15 to go. All right, 3 minutes down, drivers. 3 minutes to go. George 25 flat, almost on a 26. Kevin 25.08, Lucas 25.14, Omar 24.10, Eric 24.11, Brian on a 2302, Ryan on a 2308. 240 remains. $330 down, $230 remaining. George currently 4.7 ahead of Kevin. Kevin 2.9 up on Lucas. Lucas 5.6 ahead of Omar. Omar 1.3 ahead of Eric. Eric 3.5 ahead of Brian. And Brian 1.6 ahead of Brian. All right, we got just about 4 minutes down.
2 minutes left.
All right, minute 50. George Lynn 25 flat. Kevin going 25.08. Lucas 25.14. Eric 24.10. Omar 24.14. Brian going 23.01. Ryan going 23.04. Got a minute 35 remaining here, drivers. All right, next race up is going to be Stadium Truck Heat 1. Heat 1 of Stadium Truck, you are next. Minute 20 to go, drivers. All right, drivers got just over a minute. We are now 5 minutes in.
1 minute left.
All right, got George 7.2 ahead of Kevin. Kevin 3 ahead of Lucas. Lucas 11 ahead of Omar. Omar 0.03 ahead of Brian. Brian 0.05 ahead of Eric. Eric 2.9 ahead of Ryan. It is close mid-pack here. So one more time, the pace has got George 25 flat, Kevin 25.09, Lucas 25.14, Omar 24.12, Brian 24.13, Eric 24.14, and Ryan 23.02. Got 20 seconds left, drivers.
George Lynn done.
Keep going.
Ryan R. Randall done. Kevin Allen done. Omar Manan Salsa done. Lucas Sichiglowski done. Eric Vasiodin done. Eric Vasiodin 2 done. All drivers are finished.
All right, that'll be a race, guys.
Ryan
It's
Merck
going to be
done.
George Lynn setting TQ 25 flat. Kevin 25.08, Lucas 25.14, Omar 24.09, Brian 24.11, Eric 24.13, and Ryan 23 flat.
Michelin
All right, this is
Yo-Yo.
Heat 1 of Truck. Gibby, John Melio, Patrick Brill,
George
Art
Laxon.
Cardinale, Steve Leung, and George Laxon.
Patrick Brill.
All right, if we can get our drivers from that
Let's
last
go,
one out
Art.
here, please.
Steve Lung.
All right, once again, we are racing this Sunday. It's going to be our Winter Classic. Track change will be Saturday, 5 p.m. If you come and help with the track change, well, you get to reserve your pit spot. All right, so we were at 10. If Theo adds in, that'll be 11. That means we will be eliminating one truck before the main event. All right, Got our marshals out here. Do I have everybody from that last race? That's going to be Ryan, Eric, Brian, Omar, Lucas, Kevin, George. Cool. All right, folks. We're going racing. All right, Cardinale, 15-8 on the opener, 15-8 for Emilio as well. 16-3 for Pat, 16-5 for Steve. We got 30 seconds down. These guys are working on lap 2. Cardinale at 15-5. And we got Steve improving to a 16-0. Oh, Cardinale, 15-5 so far, the quickest time in truck. Ooh, 15-4 now here on lap 3. We're 55 seconds in. Pat going 15-8. George is 16-9. John a 15-8. Steve that time around a 16-1. Okay, we're just past a minute down. Right now, Cardinale 23 flat, Emilio 23.07. Leon going 23.09, Burl 23.10, and Laxon going 22.16. Wow, that was neat. I'll give you $1 if you can do it again. A minute 30 down, 4:30 to go. Right now, Art Cardinale leading the way that time around, going a 15-2. New fast lap. Yeah, 15-5 for John, 15-4 for Steve, 15-6 for Pat, and a 15-9 for George. We're approaching 2 minutes down and 4 minutes to go. Right now, Art 1.6 ahead of John. John 2.1 ahead of Steve. Steve 1.4 ahead of Pat. Pat 3.4 ahead of George. Art almost on a 24-lap pace. On the verge, 23 flat. John 23.04, Steve 23.09, Pat 23.13, and George 22.11. All right, we got 2:30 down, 3:30 to go. Cardinale 2.5 ahead of Emilio. Emilio 1.3 ahead of Leon. Leon 0.8 ahead of Brill. And Brill 6.4 ahead of Laxon. Got 3:10 remaining, drivers. This is Heat 1, a truck on track. Got another heat coming up next. All right, 3:15 down, 2:45 remains. Art 3.4 ahead of John. John 0.9 ahead of Steve. Steve 0.6 ahead of Pat. Pat 7.5 ahead of George. Art 23 flat. John 23.06. Steve 23.09. Pat 23.09. George 22.07. Got 2:15 remaining, drivers. Our John, Steve, Pat, George, your full order of this qualifier. Fast lap of this one, going to Patrick Burrow at a 15-1. Got Art Cardinale 15-2. John Melio 15-4. Steve Leong at 15-3. George Laxton 15-7. So everyone in this group 15-7 or better. That is a testament to the skill level of our truck class. Yeah, truck definitely kind of an intermediate to expert level affair. Wouldn't be a bad thing to see a sportsman truck class emerge. Well, maybe 17.5 truck would be a better option for those drivers. You know, I'm one of those guys who already feels like we have too many classes, but, well, To be fair, sportsman truck might not be a bad idea. Of course, that depends on you, the racer. All right, 450 down, 110 to go. Yeah, Art Cardinale, 23 flat. John, 2305. Pat, 2307. Steve, 2310. George, 2207. Art 4 ahead of John. John 2 ahead of Pat. Pat 2 ahead of Steve. Steve 10 up on George. 45 seconds left, drivers. All right, 30 seconds remain. Seconds to go. Closest battle right now going to be Pat and Steve, about 1.5 apart. Time is about to expire. Keep on going, drivers. Keep on going.
Let's go, Art done. Michelin Milio done. George Laxon done. Patrick Brill done. All drivers
Art already went.
Steve Loom
done. So Art went 2301. John 2304. Pat 2308. Steve 2310. George 2208. Okay, folks, I'm going to need you to set your trucks down. Come on out to Marshall. Up next is Heat 2 of Truck. Got a truck, you're in luck. All right, this one's going to be BG, BP, Bryant, Jordan, and Nelson.
Jordan Rivera. Gunther. Nelson B.
Hey, if he heard that, he'd be offended.
Rice Cake Supreme.
All right, let's get all of our turn marshals out here, please.
BP.
All 5 of my drivers. That is going to be Art, John, Pat, Steve, and George. Actually, George, if I can get you in front of the driver's stand, that'd be awesome. Thank you, guys. Theo, oh, wait, who's driving? Yeah, I guess I'll allow it for qualifying, but, you know, main events, 10 people signed up on time. It's going to be a 10-truck main. All right, folks. We are racing.
Transponder 6272252. Hurricane.
All right, we're 20 seconds in. So we do facilitate late signups. However, please let us know that you are going to be late. Give us a call in the shop. Just let us know. That way we can plan for you. All right, we're 45 seconds in. Got BG out front. 14-6 for Brian Gross. Got Brian Mirafuente, 14-9. Nelson, a 15-2. Brandon, a 15-2. Jordan, a 15-3. Andrew, a 17-4. All right, we're 105 down, 4:55 remaining. Minute 15 down, 4:45 left. All right, Brian, Bryant, Nelson, Brandon, Jordan, and Andrew, your full running order. Got Brian Gross on a 25-10. Got Bryant on a 24-11. Brandon 24-13. Nelson 24-14. Jordan 23-04. Andrew on a 20. Careful on the right, guys. Careful on the right in the chicane. Thank you, Pat. We got 2 minutes down, 4 minutes to go. All right, 2:10 down, 3:50 to go. All right, BG, 4 seconds up on Bryant. Bryant, 0.9 ahead of Brandon. Brandon, 1.6 ahead of Jordan. Jordan, 2.3 ahead of Nelson. Nelson, almost 2 laps up on Andrew. Yeah, 2:30 down, 3:30 to go. All right, Brian, 25-10, leading the way. All right, folks, we are approaching the halfway marker. 3 minutes down, 3 minutes to go. Brian, 5 seconds ahead of Bryant. Bryant, 4 ahead of Jordan. Jordan, 2.7 ahead of Nelson. Nelson, 1.2 ahead of Brandon. And Brandon, 35 ahead of Andrew. All right, we're 3:25 in, 2:35 remaining. All right, 2:20 to go. All right, 2:10 remaining. Brian, Jordan, Nelson, Brandon, Andrew, your full running order. 4 minutes in.
2 minutes left.
So we got Brian, half a second up on Bryant. Brian, 3 seconds ahead of Jordan. Jordan, 4.7 ahead of Nelson. Nelson, 1.3 ahead of Brandon. Minute 45 to go. BG, 24:06. Bryant, a 24:07. Jordan, 24:12. Nelson, 23:04. Brandon, 23:05. Andrew, 19 lap pace. Yeah, minute 30 to go, drivers. Minute 20 remains. All right, folks, we got 5 minutes down.
1 minute left.
So Brian, 24:05. Brian, 24:05 as well. 0.8 the differential. Got Bryant 4.7 ahead of Jordan. Jordan, 5 ahead of Brandon. Brandon, 1.7 ahead of Nelson. Got BG, 24:04. Bryant, 24:05. Jordan, 24:11. Brandon, 23:01. Nelson, 23:04. Andrew, 19. 30 seconds left, drivers. $15 seconds. Brian, Jordan, Brandon, Nelson, Andrew. So Brian now 1.2 ahead of Bryant. That's our closest battle here.
BP done. Goomba done. Rice Cakes Supreme done. Nelson B done. Jordan Rivera done.
All right, that'll be a race, guys. It is going to be Brian going 24.03, Brian to 24.05. Got Jordan 24.10, Brandon 23.02, Nelson 23.03, and Andrew 20.15. Okay, folks. So, Andrew, if you're going to run buggy, you will be race 1. And race 1's coming up pretty quickly here. Just a couple of minutes. And Andrew, if you're going to run that truck again, you're going to be race 5 for round 2. Unfortunately, I won't be able to get you into the main event. We're at capacity before you arrived in truck. But yeah, round 2, we will get you in race 5. All right, so race 1 is going to be Anthony, Jeremy, Sean, Martin, Cody, Rich, Mason, Theo, and Andrew. Hey, Anthony, Lucas, would you guys rather run the next race? I think he's earned that, right? Yeah. We'll get you in race 2. Just try to even out the numbers a little bit. We had 2 more add into this one, so we'll bump Anthony up to race number 2.
10 car Ted. Martin Arroyo. Cody Kirk. Mason Cassidy. Jeremy Vidig. car Ted. Martin Arroyo.
All right, folks. So racers from Heat to a truck are going to be my marshals. If I can get a little bit of help, that'd be awesome. Looks like Mr. Cassidy helping us out. I got 2 Mr. Cassidys. Thank you, guys.
Rich Bright.
And we got Mr. Cassidy on the driver's stand. That's Mason. Racing Mason. Yes, Racing Mason is the challenge you'll be facing. All right, Andrew Ivanova. Are you going to make this one? All right, Andrew Ivanova. You going to make this one? Did he leave already? Oh, okay. Well, he's taking too long. Well, you guys are ready, so we are going racing. Our starting order is going to be, Andrew, you might make this race. So, starting order is going to be Jeremy 1, Sean 2, Martin 3, Cody 4, Rich 5, Mason 6, Theo 7, and Andrew 8. If I get one more marshal to the left side of the track, please. I may need a little help on the left side. I thought I had someone over there, but... Okay, there we go. Ivanova, you got about 30 seconds. Sweet. Thank you, Brian. Yeah, not a bad idea.
Hurricane.
Okay, got everybody checked in. So, this one's going to be one of those one at a time start affairs. You will go when your name is called. Jeremy, Sean, Martin, Cody, Rich, Mason, Theo, and Andrew. Okay, we got Jeremy is 16.5, Sean 18.3, Martin and 18.4, Cody is 17.2. Jeremy is 16.5. That will stand as fastest opening lap. 16.3 for Jeremy on lap number 2. All right, we're 40 seconds in. Right now it's Jeremy, Cody, Martin, Theo, Sean, Andrew, Rich, and Mason. All 1 minute down, 5 minutes to go. Jeremy out front, 22.01. Cody, 22.07. Sean, 21.05. Theo, 21.05. Martin, 21.13. Andrew, 19 flat. Rich, an 18.15. Mason, a 17.16. Yeah, minute 25 down, 4:35 remaining. Careful in the middle of the track. That's getting cleared up. Yeah, minute 30 down, 4:30 to go. Well, hold on, Mason. Let the yellow car go, and you're good to go. All right, good to go. Go, go, go. Minute 40 down. Got Jeremy out front. The teal and white. If you see that car, let him by. Cody Kirk in the 2 spot. He is driving the white, orange, and blue. Also on a good run. Please let him by. Same with the silver and purple. 2 minutes down, drivers. 4 minutes to go. Jeremy, Cody, Martin, Theo, Sean, Andrew, Rich, and Mason, your full running order. .220 down, 3:40 left. Right now, Jeremy 2.5 ahead of Martin. Martin 0.4 ahead of Cody. Cody 2.1 ahead of Theo. Theo 3.9 ahead of Sean. Sean 2.2 ahead of Andrew. Andrew 10 ahead of Rich. Rich 17 ahead of Mason. Yeah, 3:25 remaining. Careful in the middle, middle. That is clear. 3:20 to go. Race leader, teal and white down the back straight. Second place going to be the white, orange, and blue on the left side of the course. Third place going to be silver and purple on the right side of the course. 3 minutes down, 3 minutes to go. All right, we got 3:15 down, 2:45 remaining. Careful in the middle. Careful on the left. 3:30 down, 2:30 to go. All right, 2:15 remaining. Uh-oh, trouble in the middle. Dead car in the middle. Ah, it came back to life. Odd. Oh, careful on the left. Yeah, through 4 minutes down, 2 minutes to go. Oh, a little help at the, yep. Minute 45 to go. Martin Arroyo now taking it over. Followed by Cody, Jeremy, Theo, Andrew, Sean, Rich, and Mason. Oh, help in the middle. All right, hold. Okay. Thank you, BP. Got a minute 20 remaining. Cody Kirk now out front. Wow, okay, Martin back to the front. He is 1.4 ahead of Cody. Cody 5 ahead of Jeremy. Jeremy 1 ahead of Theo. Theo 10 ahead of Andrew. Andrew 8 ahead of Sean. Sean 13 ahead of Rich. And Rich a couple laps up on Mason. Careful up front, drivers. Careful up front.
1 minute left.
That is clear. We got a minute to go. Martin 5 seconds ahead of Cody. Cody 3.3 ahead of Jeremy. Got Martin 22.11, Cody 21 flat, Jeremy 21.04, Theo 21.06, Andrew 20 flat, Sean 20.07, Rich 19.13, Mason 16.11. All right, folks, 30 seconds left. Careful back straight, entering the back straight, go inside. That is clear. We got 20 seconds left. Okay, 10 seconds left, drivers. Got 17.5 buggy, Heat 2 coming up next.
Jeremy Vidic done. TH done. Hurricane done.
Got a few more cars remaining
Martin
here.
Arroyo done. Cody Kirk done. Mason Cassidy done. Rich Bright done.
Oh, well, it looks like that'll be a race. It is going to be Martin Arroyo going 22.13. Jeremy 21.01. Cody 21.14. Theo getting 20 laps. Andrew 20 laps. Sean 20 laps. Rich 19 and Mason 16. Okay, I'm going to need everybody in that group to set your cars down. Come on out to turn marshal.
Anthony Zachiglowski. Michelin Milio. Let's go, Art.
All right, I'm going
Ryan
to need
Cassidy.
all of my
Rob
drivers to come on out and turn marshal, please. I need
Patrick
all
Brill.
of you guys. That's going to be Martin, Jeremy, Cody, Theo, Andrew, Sean, Rich, Mason. I'm going to need your help,
George Laxon.
everybody. Careful in the first jump. First double, guys. Be careful.
Pac-Man.
All right, that is now clear. Cool, got all my marshals out here. Actually, Theo, you can stand right there. That was a good spot you're in. Yeah, that'd be a good spot. All right, starting order. Going to be Art, John, Rob, Pat, George, Brian, Paxton, and Anthony. All right, folks, going with Art on the tone. John, Rob, Pat, George, Brian, Paxton, and Anthony. All right, remember, guys, you're just qualifying. If someone comes up on you, that means they're going faster. Okay, fastest opening lap goes to Rob Doyle out of 15.2. Got Anthony going 15.3, Art 15.4, Pat 15.4 as well. George 16.0, Brian 16.8. Yeah, 40 seconds down. All right, it's going to be Rob Doyle out front, followed by Art, Pat, Anthony, John, George, Brian, Pac-Man. We're 50 seconds in. Still close, still very close. Almost too close to call. 1 minute down, 5 minutes to go. Art now 24.08, Pat 24.08, Anthony 24.12, Rob 24.14, George 23.11, John 23.10, Brian 21.10, Pac-Man 17. Minute 15 down and 4:45 to go. Okay, we got minute 30 down, 4:30 remaining. Art, Pat, Rob, Anthony, John, George, Brian, and Pac-Man, your full running order. Art 24.09, Rob 24.09 as well, Pat 24.10, Anthony also 24.10, John 23.01, George 23.13, Brian 22.17, Pac-Man 19.08. All right, we are now 2 minutes in, 4 minutes remaining. Rob Doyle out front now, 14.8 last time by. Got Emilio also 14.8. Got Cardinale at 15.1. Brill 15.0. Anthony at 15.1. George 15.5. Brian 16.0. Pac-Man 15.6. Careful, first double. That is clear. 2:30 down, 3:30 to go. All right, 2:40 in, 3:20 left. Ooh, Anthony going 14.9 last time around. Oh, man, we got a home run. I did that same thing a couple days ago, actually. Yeah, 3 minutes down, 3 minutes to go. Rob Doyle that time around at 14.8, Art 15.0. Right now, Rob out front, 24.06. Got Pat 24.09, Anthony 24.10, Art 24.14, George 23.10, John 23.14, Brian 21.02, Pac-Man 20.06. Got 2:30 remaining, drivers. 2:30 to go. Rob, Pat, Anthony, Art, George, John, Brian, Pac-Man. Rob 1.4 ahead of Pat, Pat 0.7 ahead of Anthony, Anthony 2 ahead of Art, Art 8 ahead of George, George 1.4 ahead of John, John 13 ahead of Brian, and Brian 7 ahead of Pac-Man. We got just over 2 minutes remaining.
2 minutes left.
Got minute 50 remaining, drivers. Rob now 1 second ahead of Pat, Pat 1.2 ahead of Anthony, Anthony 1.8 ahead of Art, Art 9 ahead of John, John 3 ahead of George. We got Rob currently 24.07 for pace. Got Pat 24.09, Art 24.13, Anthony 24.13, John 23.11, George 22 flat, Brian 21 flat, and Pac-Man 21.16. Minute 20 remains, drivers. Minute 10 remaining. Careful up front on the right. That is clear. We got 5 minutes down.
1 minute left.
All right, now it is going to be Rob on 2406, Pat 2413, Anthony 2413, John 2307, Art 2307, George 2316, Brian 2215, Pac-Man 2117. Got 35 seconds left, drivers. Careful on the left, careful on the left. $20 seconds remain, drivers. And let's see, Rob now 5 ahead of Anthony. Anthony is 4 ahead of Pat. Yeah, Pat 1.5. Now Pat 3.1 ahead of Art. Art 2.1 ahead of John. Time is about to expire here. Keep going, drivers.
George Laxon done. Let's Go Art done. Patrick Brill done. Michelin Milio done. Anthony Zachiglowski done.
One more,
Rob
one
Doyle
more.
done. Pac-Man done.
And
all
Robbie
drivers
Race.
are finished.
Got
Brian
Rob Doyle
Cassidy
going
done.
24:07. Anthony Zaglowski going 23 flat. Patrick at 23:03. Art at 23:05. John 23:06. George 22 flat. Brian 22:12. Pac-Man at 20. Okay, we are now moving our way into race number 3. That'll be Brandon, Bryant, Tony, Jordan, Nelson, Steve, and Brian. All right, to my folks who just raced, I will need you to set down your cars and come on out to Marshall, please.
Rice Cakes Supreme.
Gotta say, for a race 2 on a Wednesday night, that was pretty stacked. That was a good race.
Steve Loom. Nelson B. El Tigre. Goompa. Jordan Rivera.
All right, I should have Rob, Anthony, Pat, Art, John, George, Brian, and Pac-Man if I can get your help, guys. All right, if I get someone on the left side to help out Anthony, and let's see, I can't see the right side, so I'm trusting we got people there. John, maybe I can get your help on the left, over to the West Coast. Okay, so starting order of this qualifier is going to be BP 1, Brian 2, Tony 3, Jordan 4, Nelson 5, Steve 6, Brian 7. All right, we are going with BP on the tone. Bryant, Tony, Jordan, Nelson, Steve, and Brian. All right, BP, fastest opening lap here, 14.7, BG 14.8, Jordan 14.9, Tony 14.9, Nelson 15.1, Steve a 15.2. We're 35 seconds in, drivers. All right, 50 down, 5:10 to go. BP out front, 25:03. Yeah, Jordan 25:07, Tony 25:12, Brian 25:13, Steve 24:02, Nelson 24:03. Bryant going 14.4 that time around. Minute 10 down, 4:50 remains, drivers. Oh, BP currently 1.2 ahead of Brian. Brian 0.03 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 1/10 ahead of Steve. Steve 1/10 ahead of Nelson. Nelson 4/10 ahead of Tony. Tony 2 seconds ahead of Bryant. Got $1.35 down and 4:25 remaining. Two minutes down, drivers. 4 minutes left. Right now, BP 25:07, BG 25:10, Tony 25:11, Nelson 25:12, Steve 25:13, Jordan 25:14, and Brian 24:04. Yeah, 2:25 down, 3:35 left. Brandon Perea out front. His fast lap so far, 14:2:14. Now his fastest lap of this qualifier. Got Tony 14:3, Brian 14:6, Nelson 14:5, Steve 14:7, Jordan 14:4, Bryant 14:3. Yeah, 2:50 down, 3:10 to go. All right, Brandon, Tony, Brian, Nelson, Jordan, Steve, Bryant, your full running order. $2.50 to go. BP 14:1 that time by. 14:1, he's having fun driving the orange and gray. BG in the 2 spot running his signature colors. 3:25 down and 2:35 remains. Careful on the left. That is clear. $3.40 down, 2:20 to go. Brandon, Brian, Nelson, Jordan, Bryant, Steve, and Tony, your full order. Yeah, Brandon 4 seconds up on Brian. Brian 5/10 up on Jordan. Jordan 2/10 up on Nelson. Nelson 1 second ahead of Bryant. Bryant 1.9 ahead of Tony. Tony 0.7 ahead of Steve.
2 minutes left.
4 down, 2 to go. Brandon 25:02, Brian 25:09, Jordan 25:10, Nelson 25:11, Brian 25:13, Tony 24:01, Steve 24:02. Minute 40 to go, drivers. This is race number 3 on track. Race number 4, you are up next. Okay, we got minute 25 remaining here. Brandon 5 ahead of Brian. Brian 1 ahead of Nelson. Nelson 0.1 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 1.7 ahead of Bryant. Bryant 2.4 ahead of Tony. Tony 0.5 ahead of Steve.
One minute left.
You heard the man. 1 minute to go. BP 25:02, Brian 25:09, Jordan 25:11, Nelson also 25:11, BG falling back to 25:12, Brian 25:13, Tony 24 flat, Steve 24:02. Yeah, 40 seconds remaining. Close mid-pack got Nelson in the 2 spot, 0.3 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 0.7 ahead of Brian. Brian 0.3 ahead of Bryant. 20 seconds remain. Ten seconds left, drivers. But keep on going, keep going. And now Nelson 0.1 ahead of Jordan for the 2 spot.
BP
now it's Jordan 2/10 up on Nelson, heading into the final lap. Nelson 1 ahead of Bryant. Bryant 4/10 up on Brian.
Goompa done. Jordan Rivera done.
All right, a few
Nelson
more
B.
cars
Dunn.
to go. One more
LT
car to
Gray
go.
Dunn. All drivers
And that
are
will be a
finished.
race, guys.
Rice
BP
Cake
going
Supreme Dunn.
25.02. Jordan 25.11.1. Nelson 25.11.3. Brian to 25.12.6. Brian a 25.12.9. Tony 25.14. Steve 24.02. Wow. We got Jeff Miranda in the house. He'll be signing autographs for the next 10 minutes.
George Lynn. Lucas Sichiglowski. Eric Vasiodine. Eric Vasiodine 2. Omar Manan Salsa. Ryan R. Randall. Brian Merck.
Okay, I'm going to need some turn marshals, guys. Get all my drivers from that last
Kevin
group,
Allen.
please. Brandon, Jordan, Nelson, Brian, Tony, and Steve. I'm going to need your help, guys. It'll look like this. Yeah, George going to leave first. Kevin 2, Lucas 3, Omar 4, Brian 5, Eric 6, and Ryan 7. Okay, folks, we're going with George on the tone. Kevin, Lucas, Omar, Brian, Eric, and Ryan. All right, we got George a 14.3, Lucas 14.7, Omar 14.7, Ryan a 15.0, Kevin a 15.0, Eric a 15.4, Brian a 15.9. We're 40 seconds in, drivers. All right, George Lynn 14.2, got Omar 14.6, Kevin a 14.5. Let's see, Ryan going 15.0, Eric a 15.3, now a 15.1. Merck going a 14.9, Randall now a 14.6. Lynn improves fast time to 14.1. Okay, we are now a minute 10 down, 4:50 to go. And it's going to be George Lynn out front, 26.12 for pace. Kevin Allen, 25.06. Lucas, 25.08. Ryan, 25.10. Omar, 25.12. Brian, 24.07. Eric, 24.08. And Brian, 23.08. Minute 40 down. George, Kevin, Lucas, Omar, Ryan, Eric, and Brian, your full running order. This is race number 4 on track. George currently 1.9 ahead of Kevin. Kevin 1 ahead of Lucas. Lucas 0.9 ahead of Omar. Omar 2.2 ahead of Ryan. Ryan 1.2 ahead of Eric. Eric 2 seconds ahead of Brian. 2:05 down, 3:55 to go. $220 down, $340 remains. So George currently 26.13 in the works. Kevin 25.08. Careful getting onto the straight. That is, oh man. Oh, we got George 26.13. Kevin 25.07. Lucas 25. Ryan 24.04. Eric 2413, Brian 2304, and Omar suffering a mechanical failure. All right, folks, we're just past halfway. We are now 310 down, 250 to go. Oh, need a little help up front. Ah, somebody lost a shoe. Woo! Steve, wow. That was quite the adventurous turn marshaling excursion. Losing a shoe, getting some air. Hey, it all worked out. Ah, give it up for Steve. All right, 335 down, 225 to go. Oh, we got Eric Vasut now in the 14s. 14-9, doing just fine. 345 down, 215 to go. All right, folks, we are now 4 minutes in.
2 minutes left.
George out front, 26-14, Kevin 25-06, Lucas 25-10, Ryan 24-08, Eric 24-10, Brian 23-04. Okay, we got a minute 30 remaining. George Lynn out front, 5 seconds ahead of Kevin. Kevin 2.9 ahead of Lucas. Lucas 8 seconds ahead of Ryan. Ryan 3.6 ahead of Eric. Eric 6.4 ahead of Brian. Minute 10 to go, drivers. 70 seconds to go. We got our first heat of stadium truck coming up next.
1 minute left.
So George 25 flat, Kevin 25-06, Lucas 25-10, Ryan 24-06, Eric 24-10, Brian 23-03. Yeah, 40 seconds remaining. Fifteen seconds left, drivers. Keep on going. Keep going on. Don't stop early. Don't want to be that guy.
Kevin Allen done. Brian Mert done. George Lynn done. Lucas Sichigloski done. Eric
Okay,
Vasiliu
that'll be a race,
done.
guys. George Lynn going 26-14.
All drivers are finished.
Kevin going
Ryan
25-06,
done.
Lucas 25-10, Ryan 24-06, Eric 24-09, and Brian at 23-03. Okay, we are now moving our way into Stadium Truck. Race number 5. This one's going to be Art, John, Pat, Steve, George, and Andrew, possibly.
George Laxon. Patrick Brill. Let's go, Art.
All right, this is Truck Heat 1.
Hurricane. Steve Lug.
Let's get all of our turn marshals out here, please. That'll be George, Kevin, Lucas, Ryan, Eric, Brian, Omar.
Michelin Milio.
Maybe if I can get somebody to join Kevin in the middle, I could use maybe one more in the middle. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. Okay, so starting order for this one is going to be Art 1, John 2, Pat 3, Steve 4, George 5, Andrew 6. We're going to get this party started with Art on the tone. John, Pat, Steve, George, and Andrew. Okay, we're getting towards the tail end of qualifying. This is Stadium Truck Heat 1. Got another heat of this great category up next. If you guys haven't driven a truck before, I advise giving it a try. Truck is an awesome class to run. And the way we're running these trucks with the buggy shock towers and whatnot, it would be easy enough to convert an old buggy on over. Got Art Cardinale out front, 24-13. Pat going 23 flat. Steve a 23.08. George a 22.05. John a 21.05. Andrew a 21.08. We got a minute 10 down, 4:50 to go. Oh, careful on the straight. Careful back straight. That is clear. Minute 25 down, 4:35 remaining. Art Cardinale 23 flat. Pat Brill 23 flat as well. Got Steve 23.05, George 22.02, John 22.08, Andrew 20.03. 1:45 down, 4:15 remains. All right, we are now 2 minutes down, 4 minutes remaining. Pat now out front, 24-15. Art 23 flat, Steve 23.09, George 22 flat, John 22.03, Andrew on a 21. 2:20 down, 3:40 to go. Careful in the middle, middle. 2:30 down, 3:30 left. Pat 0.7 ahead of Art. Art 6.2 ahead of Steve. Steve 0.2 ahead of John. John 2.5 ahead of George. George lap up on Andrew. 2:50 down, 3:10 to go. Almost halfway through. Three down, 3 to go. Pat 0.7 ahead of Art. Art 6.1 ahead of Steve. Steve 0.7 ahead of John. John 3 ahead of George. George 22 ahead of Andrew. All right, we got 2:40 remaining here. A race. Oh, we